Hello and a warm welcome. This is News Plus on Viewer Television. I am Chinon Sopam. Taiwo Akinkunmi, the man who designed Nigeria's flag, has died at the age of 87. One of his children, who confirmed his death on Facebook, said Pa Akinkunmi died in the early hours of Tuesday after a brief illness. Born on May 10, 1936, Pa Taiwo Akinkunmi hailed from Abeokuta, Ogun State. He attended Baptist Day Secondary School in Ibadan for his primary education and Ibadan Grammar School in Ibadan for his secondary education. Pa Akinkunmi started his career as a civil servant at the Secretariat of Ibadan and later traveled overseas to study agricultural engineering at the Norway Technical College. In 1958, during his stay abroad, Akinkunmi stumbled upon an advertisement in a national daily calling for the submission of designs for Nigeria's national flag in view of Nigeria's imminent independence from British governance. His entry was adjourned the best among the roughly 2,000 entries submitted. It's the exit of an icon there. And now the Nigerian Army has absolved itself from allegations of forceful acquisition of community land for a proposed civil military intervention project in Orolu community in Osun State. A statement by the Director, Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu, said the clarification became necessary to debunk the purported forceful acquisition of a community land. Recall that Chief Babatunde Oyetunji Asa of Ifon, in a statement, alleged that the Nigerian Army had decided to forcefully acquire land for a proposed project in Orolu community. However, Nwachukwu said the allegations were entirely false, malicious, and an effort by some vested interests to tarnish the good reputation of the Chief of Army Staff and drag the name of the institution in the mud. In this particular case, Nwachukwu said that a retired senior officer conceptualized an intervention project, a medical center in the state. And the chairman of the ad hoc committee investigating job racketeering in federal ministries, departments, and agencies, Honorable Yusuf Gagdi, has summoned all the vice chancellors of the federal universities to appear on Friday to give documentary advice on the allegation of bribery and extortion by the member of the ad hoc committee. Honorable Gagdi, who issued the notice during the resumed investigative hearing on job racketeering across over 900 MDAs, dismissed allegations of the alleged extortion of some MDAs, while arguing that the author of the online report titled Nigerian Lawmakers Probing Job Racketeering Are Extorting Money from Agencies was being unfair to tag all the 37 members of the ad hoc committee as corrupt.
The meeting with the vice chancellors was presided by Wale Oki. The report given to me, it was done publicly here, was that we will meet with them institution by institution sometime next week. But in view of some certain development, I think the clerk should summon the vice chancellors to appear through the National University Commission on Friday. We have to sit on Friday. Let the letter reach the commission today. I want to personally sign the letter so that some of these things will be done as usually in the character of the committee publicly for us to ask question on what particularly the members of the press will want to hear.
Nigerians have hope in the committee, and this will be the first in the history of the National Assembly that you will see a mind-blowing recommendation that is aimed and targeted at cleaning the public services. And now the Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria of the Federal Capital Territory Administration Chapter says its members will commence a 3-day warning strike over the retirement letters issued to untenured doctors on grade level 17. The doctors, in a letter to FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, said the strike will begin at midnight on Wednesday. The letter, titled Notice of a 3-Day Warning Strike and a Call for Immediate Withdrawal of Retirement Letters of Untenured Doctors on GL17, and signed by MDCAN FCTA Chair Emmanuel Musa and Secretary General Uko Ekaite. The doctors explained that FCTA was the only administration that misinterpreted, misapplied, and misimplemented the circular in Nigeria. The federal government said it is working towards training 1 million Nigerians in technical skills by the year 2025. The Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, who disclosed this, said the preparations for the training commenced on Tuesday with a meeting of stakeholders in tech to co-create innovative ways to achieve the target. The technical training is in line with the promise by President Bola Tinubu to create 1 million jobs through tech in the first 24 months of his administration. Highlighting his plans for job creation, Tinubu in his campaign manifesto said apart from encouraging Nigerian youths who are currently in tech, he will introduce intervention programs in the ICT industry and other critical sectors of the Nigerian economy where the development of new technologies can fast-track business growth and diversification. He added that investing in the ICT sector and the digital economy will stimulate local industries, enhance competitiveness, increase productivity, and provide millions of Nigerians with new skills and long-term job and wealth creation opportunities. The Director General of the Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency, Chief Clement Nze, said the notification on the release of water from the Lagdo Dam in Cameroon came about 7 days after the dam was opened. The National Emergency Management Agency had been informed about a note verbal from the Cameroonian High Commission that officials had resolved to open the floodgates of the Lagdo Dam in days ahead due to the heavy rainfall around the dam's catchment area in northern Cameroon. NEMA had listed most vulnerable states as Adamawa, Taraba, Benue, Nasarawa, Kogi, Anambra, Enugu, Edo, Delta, Rivers, and Bayelsa states. When asked if the information could be considered late news, Nze said that may be so. However, the president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Tasai Gidari Wudil, at a press conference in Abuja, urged the government to construct flood control dams along the rivers Niger and Benue to avert flooding that might occur from the opening of the Lagdo Dam. And now let's go on a quick break. There's more when News Plus returns. To stay with us.
Pararam pra reparar, estão ouvindo esse som, pulsando seco no ar, merece nossa atenção. Preparem bem os sensores para poder captar. Parem usinas, motores.
The Presidential Election Petition Tribunal has dismissed an application filed by the Independent National Election
Viewer Television, now airing in FCT Abuja, Adamawa,
from Bauchi following the order of
Youths in Bauchi under the
Bauchi, Boronu, Gombe, Plateau, Taraba. Viewer TV, news from a vantage point.
Welcome back. You're still watching News Plus on Viewer Television. And now the Lagos State government has announced that the Blue Line Rail will start commercial operations on Monday, September the 4th, 2023. Speaking at the Blue Rail Line Terminal in Marina, the Managing Director, Lagos State Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, Abimbola Akinyejo, said the Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, is expected to be the first passenger at exactly 9 a.m. to the Marina station on Monday. He added that from Tuesday, September 5th, partial passenger operations will start from 6:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. for morning peak and for afternoon peak from 4 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. These operations, according to Akinyejo, will start with 12 trips for 2 weeks, which will later be increased up to 76 trips per day. And now on security matters, the Nigerian Army in Zamfara State has again established a cordial relationship with the Civilian Joint Task Force to strengthen the security in the state. This was disclosed by the commander, 1 Brigade Nigerian Army in Gusau, Brigadier General Sani Ahmed, who donated 100 sets of communication radio walkie-talkies to members of the Civilian Joint Task Force. This was contained in a press statement signed and made available to newsmen in Gusau by the Acting Assistant Director, Army Public Relations, Captain Yahaya Ibrahim. The statement said the military was very much ready to quell the ongoing banditry in the state. And in his remarks, the Brigadier Commander, Brigadier General Sani Ahmed, said the donation of the radios is part of his corporate social responsibility to host communities and to enhance the operational capacity of the Civilian Joint Task Force in the state. And the Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA, says it will revive the Abuja Urban Mass Transport Company Limited, UMTCO, buses to address the transport challenges within the FCT. According to a statement by the Director of Press, Office of the Minister, Anthony Ogunleye, disclosed this after a meeting on Monday. Ogunleye also disclosed that the administration will introduce bi-weekly sanitation programs in the city, which will enable residents to keep the environment clean, as transportation and sanitation have been major challenges experienced by residents of the FCT. In 2021, newsmen report that poor planning led to the failure of the UMTCO transport scheme, leaving many residents to battle with an inefficient transport system resulting from the rising population of residents. The UMTCO commenced operations with over 500 high-capacity buses procured at a total cost of about 1.3 billion naira, deployed on designated FCT routes, including Abuja to Mararaba, Abuja Buari, Abuja Kuje, Abuja Gwagwalada, and Abuja Suleja, and the city center. The Adamawa State government has officially received the delivery of 10 58-seater buses purchased from the Innocent Motors at the sum of 1,060 million naira. This is part of measures adopted by the government to cushion the transportation challenges faced by citizens as a result of the removal of fuel subsidy by the federal government. Acting Governor Kele Takpe for Rauta, who received the buses at the government house in Yola, said they will be deployed for intra-city shuttle, as she expressed satisfaction with the quality of the vehicles. The Managing Director, Sales of Innocent Motors, Obum Osigwe, commend Adamawa State government for prompting made in Nigerian products.
And keeps the promises. Today is one of the other days that we have seen that promise made is promise delivered. And on behalf of Adamawa State, we receive these buses, and our prayer is that they will be used to reduce the hardship our people are going through because of some of the policies of the federal government, and the need to help our people get a cushioning effect. We want to, on behalf of the governor, say that these vehicles will be used judiciously, and of course, they'll be used for Adamawa State citizens, because Adamawa State is our project. Number 1, Adamawa State is project number 2, Adamawa State is project number 3.
On behalf of a grateful company, we say thank you to the people of Adamawa State. Your patronage and support has been amazing and wonderful. This partnership started in 2020, and it has gone on in leaps and bounds. These vehicles are state-of-the-art luxurious buses, not just a basic bus. It's a luxurious bus. If you've been to the international airport in Abuja, those are the buses they use in conveying passengers from the tarmac to the arrival hall.
And in Kaduna State, all efforts to zero down matters concerning insecurity are now the focal point for the government. At an emergency security council meeting between the state government, security agencies, and village heads was held at the government house. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency, the Governor of Kaduna State, Ubasani. The Supervising Commissioner of Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Arun, says the governor has assured that his administration will bring topmost strategies in ending matters related to insecurity, starting from the root cause.
We review the security situation in the state. We also review the security situation in Birnin Gwari, Giwa, Igabi, and Zaria general areas. We did the same thing on Kachia, Chukun, Kajuru, and Kagoro and Kagarku general areas as well. And we are going back to the drawing board on some issues that will need our attention. We discuss other issues of interest that are not meant for public consumption. But the most important thing is the state government with security agencies are conscious of the situation in our hands, and we are working assiduously to see how we can contain the situation. The governor of the state commended security agencies for their overwhelming commitment as far as the issue of security and public safety is concerned across the state.
Still in Kaduna State, students from various higher institutions have expressed satisfaction to the state government following the announcement of a downward review of tuition fees in the state. And our news correspondent Michael Monday was able to get reactions from key figures of the Students' Association as well as students themselves in their various institutions within the state.
So I think the reduction have been way more better than 150. Now we'll be able to pay just 105. But I think maybe if there is anything they can do for more reduction, they should do it, because there are a lot of people from different departments that might not be able to pay up to the same price.
Really feel happy for the reduction of the school fees, because since the increment of the school fees, we have lost some of our classmates due to the inability of them to cope with the previous school fees. But due to the school fees has been reduced, I think they can still come back and continue with their education.
Yeah, I feel the reduction of the school fees in our universities, it's actually cool for him to think about reducing the school fees, but I feel we would have done better, because most students can't be able to afford the 105, the 30% of the formal price for the school fees.
Welcome back, and now on the international scene, a group of Gabonese military officers on television has announced they were putting an end to the current regime and scraping official election results that had handed another term to veteran President Ali Ondimba Bongo. While announcing the cancellation of the vote results, one of the officers said all the institutions of the republic had been dissolved. The address was read by an officer flanked by a group of a dozen army colonels, members of the elite Republican Guard, regular soldiers, and others. It came moments after the National Election Authority said Bongo had won a third term in Saturday's election with 64.27% of the votes. Bongo has been in power for 14 years in the oil-rich West African country. He was first elected in 2009 following the death of his father, Omar Ondimba, who had ruled the country for 41 years. The announcement came in the middle of an overnight curfew and amid a nationwide internet shutdown imposed by Bongo's government as polling drew to a close on Saturday. And the head of the African Union Commission, Moussa Mohamed, said he strongly condemns what he described as an attempted coup in Gabon. Rebel officers in the oil-rich Central African state announced they had seized power following disputed elections in which President Ali Bongo had been declared victor. Bongo, whose family has ruled Gabon for over 55 years, was placed under house arrest and one of his sons arrested for treason, the coup leaders said. The AU Commission chief also described Wednesday's event as a flagrant violation of the legal and political instruments of the Addis Ababa headquartered African Union. Ukrainian drones have struck targets in at least 6 regions deep within Russia, including an airfield where they destroyed military transport planes. In one of the broadcast volleys of Kiev's campaign to turn the tables on Moscow, Russian officials described attacks on targets in the Kaluga, Orlov, Ryazan, and Moscow regions in Pskov in northern Russia, more than 600 kilometers from Ukraine. A huge fire erupted at a military airfield. TASS news agency reported at least 4 giant 276 transport planes were damaged, 2 of which had burst into flames. The attacks came as authorities in Kiev reported at least 2 people killed in what they described as the heaviest Russian airstrike on the Ukrainian capital for months. Debris from downed missiles fell on buildings, a park, and a school, Ukrainian officials said. And that's all on News Plus. Many thanks for watching. I am Chinon Sopam. Please do stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our programs.